Hey, welcome back into Occupy Democrats. And Donald Trump has been playing games his whole life. But when it comes to sports, there's one particular thing from one athlete to another or from one team to another that is going to spell Donald Trump's doom because he's been falling for it for the last 10 and a half months. I'm going to show that story to you in a few seconds. And if you'd like Trump to fall right out of the White House, subscribe to the channel. But Donald Trump, as we say in sports, has someone in his head. And that person in his head is going to cost him. Because what Trump does is always point a finger at blame. He actually said in the Oval Office in his first term, well, the buck stops with a lot of people. No, actually, Donald, it stops with you. Except this and three pointing back at you is what's in Donnie's head. Here's what he said about the divide in the country.
This is the most divisive presidency in the history of our country. There's never been anything like it. They're destroying our country.
Because Donald loves the denigrate blame game.
This Biden on the brain stuff, what is the tendency of Donald Trump to talk about Joe Biden whenever he gets into trouble?
Look, it's a safe space for Donald Trump to blame Biden. He's been doing it for years.
Oh, he's not responsible for political violence. No.
As we gather facts, I will be clear. I condemn political violence. We all must do our part to ensure that this incident does not lead to more political violence.
Oh, he keeps going.
They, being Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, are the ones who are destroying the country, both from the inside and out. They are the real threat, the enemy from within.
He even blamed the D.C. shooting on Biden.
So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let him in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
And of course, you know the economy is all Biden's fault.
Tonight, President Trump looking to shift blame to his predecessor for a U.S. economy that shrank during the start of his second term.
You probably saw some numbers today. And I have to start off by saying that's Biden. That's not Trump, because we came in on January.
America's GDP down 0.3% in the first 3 months of this year.
No matter what he does.
President Trump and his administration not only blaming former President Biden for the economy shrinking so far this year, but also preemptively blaming former President Biden for next quarter's numbers.
He certainly said this.
I think a lot of people are looking at what's happening to these Democrat-run cities, and they're disgusted. They see what's going on right now. A city that would have been Kenosha, a city that would have been burnt to the ground by now. These are anarchists. These are agitators. They're rioters. They're looters. They're bad people. They're burning down Portland because Biden doesn't know he's alive.
He's got Biden in his head, and Biden is his nemesis. And the funny part about it is, it'll actually be Biden who beats Trump again while laying on the couch because of this.
The question that people have is anyone buying it anymore? My sense is that even the MAGA base doesn't really want to hear any more attacks on, sleepy Joe Biden from Donald Trump. This is a playbook that has sort of worn out its welcome.
Check out this breaking story. Trump's inner circle begs him to stop with favorite attacks, in quotes, so damaging. President Donald Trump's aides are reportedly begging him to stop talking about and blaming former President Joe Biden. White House insiders have told Trump that his continued finger pointing at the former president has alienated voters and has contributed to the shift to support Democratic candidates, the Daily Beast reported Tuesday. Trump has continued to make, in quotes, fantastical claims that the economy he inherited was Biden's fault, despite calls from Americans asking the president to address the rising cost of living and soaring food prices, the Beast wrote. In quotes, the optics of Trump's diminished response to voters' economic concerns have become so damaging that the president will launch a public appearance tour beginning in Pennsylvania on Tuesday to convince people the economy is improving under his second term, the Beast reported. Trump, who promised electors an improved economy, has not shown those results and will apparently try to focus again on his economic message in his upcoming domestic travel and ahead of the 2026 midterm elections, where Republican candidates are expected to face a fight to maintain the majority in Congress. In quotes, Joe Biden is no longer a threat to them because he's out of office. He's never going to be in office again, an unnamed Trump advisor told CNN. In quotes, you've got to feel their pain. You've got to talk about it every day. His aides are reportedly hoping Trump will shift his tone to recognize Americans' affordability concerns in tackling these challenges. In quotes, everybody gets it at the White House, another Trump advisor told CNN. We've got a lot of work to do, and it's frustrating for the president, but it's what we've got to deal with. Yes, this is a valid point. We live in a social media world. We don't live in a 24-hour news cycle. We live in a never-ending news cycle that is second, millisecond to second. And this spreads out enough. And when people talk of all ilks about what their groceries look like, what their cost of living, their job, who got fired, this. Trump has done so much, so fast, so poorly, that it has spread like wildfire across this country. And when you bail out farmers and when your approval ratings drop 20 and 30 points, you can point the finger only for so long before the three pointing back at you win. Biden is going to beat Trump again because of Trump's obsession with blaming Biden. Like and share the video, you guys, and stay frosty.